Hey guys, it's Jamie with gettingcrafty.net. I thought I would take you on a tour of the progress we've made thus far on our home studio. So this is my crafting attic. It's just over 1,500 square foot. It's a work in progress. So keep that in mind as we're creating right now. A work in progress. Repeat with me, a work in progress. We are approaching the 1-year mark from the time we actually purchased the home. We witnessed the home virtually 2 weeks before we had to move. The home we were in escrow with fell through, and our buyer in California dragged out the process. So it was one of those deals. So we found this beautiful home online, and I sent one of my cousins to go tour the house. And the moment he walked in, he canceled looking at the other 4 houses he was going to look at that day. He just knew, with our passion for our outdoor life and our love of nature, my love of vintage things, and we had already pre-bought a couch, a huge couch, for the house that fell through in Fort Wayne. So he knew the measurements of that couch and the measurements of my custom-made 10-foot long Amish barnwood table that a friend of mine makes. They do stuff for HGTV on the regular, and they custom made me this beautiful table. Well, I wasn't about to leave that behind. And what was I going to do with the couch that we pre-ordered? So the only requirements for our home, besides the beautiful home, it had to sleep all of my children and us, and it had to have a crafting studio. So with those in hand, the measurements of the couch, the measurements of the table, his knowing my family, his wife knowing what it's like to be a woman and what we would need, and her love of my crafting studio, they helped us to purchase this beautiful home just outside of Fort Wayne, Indiana. That being said, the kids and I loaded our car and we road tripped out across the United States, taking Route 66, where we visited friends and I don't even know what the right word for that is. We went sightseeing along the way, long days of driving, 4 kids, 2 dogs, and a mom, while my husband stayed in California with his family and settled things that were there. So we arrived in Indiana to find out that the house was not in the condition we thought that it would be. And there was an uphill battle. So thankfully, a cousin of mine, another cousin, we have a lot of cousins that moved here. That's why I moved to Indiana. But he took us in for a couple of weeks while work was being done on the house so that it was livable. It's been an uphill battle, but we love this house. We love the location, and I love my crafting studio. So I've shown a video before, which you can see at the end of this. You'll see pretty much really early on when we moved in what we were dealing with. I've gone through several handymen. I've gone through construction. There's more construction probably desired and needed. We have diversified this room. I have the area I'm currently sitting in is my filming area. So I'm going to give you a quick tour of what I've done with the studio. We have more work to be done. We have a silver tinfoil conspiracy theorist style roof right now, or ceiling. It's like one of those tinfoil hats. And we are going to be working on that. We were supposed to have a half bath brought up here, and that hasn't happened yet. And there's a few more bits of construction that need to be taken place. But we've worked hard recently to prepare for a recent crafting crop. So there's still some stuff on the counter from the tables from that. But we did clean a lot of the area. We've had a lot of recent classes and crafting retreats and events that I've been hosting. And the afterthought kind of got dumped in the middle of my crafting studio. As well, my son thought that he could bring more boxes from the garage and leave them up here for me to figure out as well. Don't let an 18-year-old help you. I'm just saying. Okay, so I'm going to take you off the stand right now, and I just thought I would show you what we're dealing with. And I'm going to kind of start with where I'm at right now in my studio, and then I'm gonna give you a little tour. And then if you have any questions or if you have any suggestions, I would really appreciate what you have in mind. what you would do to improve. That actually, it was some suggestions from recent videos that other people made on what to do. So I'm going to show you what we were able to accomplish thus far. And I might hint at some of my upcoming desires to do in our studio, but I thought I would just share it with you. Go ahead and comment and let me know what you think and what you would want to do in the studio. Let me know. Okay, let's go. Okay, you guys, so these are vintage, not vintage, they are bookshelves that a friend of ours made for me at my old house 2 houses ago. He had these custom build oak, real wood bookshelves, and they're adjustable. They were wall to ceiling, and I actually had to have our HVAC guy, when our air conditioning died this summer, no joke, he was able to move a pipe just so much so that we could fit them behind us. So that actually leaves a friendly reminder of a mentor mom I had. Her name was Maggie, and her husband Don. They were amazing. Don built these for us. And it has like a bar and stuff, but this is where I'm just going to leave it. I really love it. We store, this is my filming station. I thought I'm going to show it to you. Now it is a mess, you guys. It's going to be a mess. These are progress of stuff I've recently filmed. There's more stuff in this corner that are set up to be filmed next. Those are the ink pads I'll be using to film those projects that are in those bins. So have some empathy for me. This is my filming station and my primary crafting station. So I'm going to give you a great tip. This is a baby changing table. Yes. So it hit me that I was crafting way back when, and my back was hurting all the time. It was on top of a small carrier, or a medium-sized carrier for my dog. Actually, it probably would have been an extra large because she was 110 pounds. And I was bending over to cut and score, and a friend of mine said, that's going to break your back. And it really was. So we went about looking for something that was the height of my hip. And a friend of mine offered me their baby changing station. And so that was a different one that I've actually regifted to one of my amazing friends and crafters back in California. So Monique has that one. But this one here I picked up. It doesn't have drawers, but it does have cubbies, and inside of them are baskets, right, where I keep different things inside of my baskets, phone chargers. There's a big drawer here on the bottom I haven't utilized quite yet because I'm still working on exactly what I want it to all look like. And it's blush pink, which, if you know me, I am not a pink fan. But when I sit here to work, I can stand with ease and craft with no fuss or muss. My crafting studio almost always has a stack of clear blocks on my table, and my handy tools, like my take your pick tool. My adhesives are always on the table in a couple of places, my paper snips and ruler. And I have one of our Stampin' Up paper trimmers that I keep. I probably have 2 or 3 actually under here that I keep and I use, and a notepad. A notepad is essential for my crafting. I'll give you guys a little bit of a tour of that later. So over here I have a little floor heater, an essential thing here in the Midwest. This is my vintage sewing machines table with a sewing machine inside, but right now it's holding some projects that need to be filmed for a recent event. And there's my die cutting tool and my rolling cart where it holds my die cutters and projects in place. So I have my collection over here of stuff that I use for various reasons in crafting or classes. I have a little cubby station here with progress stuff that I want to do, and snacks. We aren't going to talk about my snacks. Similar cubby are these. They are, I believe, 15 by 15 squares. And they're ideal for holding our 12 by 12 cardstocks. And so I have them with tools and cardstocks and more tools and envelopes. And I actually have, this is a pot holder. That actually holds, like the pot lid holder holds my 12 by 12 cardstock so that they are separate. And they stand up really nicely. So that is an amazing little thing. I'll have the link for that on my blog, just so you guys know when you see this video. And then I have my extra tools. I have, snips and paper bone folders and one of these fake Asian beetles. Good night, I hate those things. And you can't see because it's dark right now, but that is a view of our river. You can see me right now. Hi, nice to see you. And then a nod to our crafting in California roots. And this is a little I've done posts, I think, and maybe even a video about this is a compass for my grandfather. And he adhesived it to my car when I got lost one evening because I couldn't tell him if I was going north, south, or east or west. And he pointed out that if I knew which direction I was heading, that I would have a path in place to grow to. So I just thought I will always have a little bit of my grandfather on my home studio. So this is my wall of paper. Just so you guys know, my die cuts and embossing folders, my blends markers are kept down here. I have them all over my other table where we were crafting recently, and there's some in a box right next to my foot because I'm doing a film on that too. So these are my cardstocks. I store them just like books, and I store them on the 11-inch side of 8.5 by 11, and they're in color family order. My neutrals are always super heavy because I use a lot of neutrals on all of the projects, and I have our Stampin' Up sorters for our ink pads and markers, and I have the blank ones over here for my Memento, my StazOn, my Versamark, and refills for those as well. Always have some inspiration nearby, some past projects and cups that we've had, and this is my overflow of cardstocks that are neutrals. I go through them really quickly, especially when we're doing projects. So if we're doing a retreat or an online event, etc., classes, my in color are kept separate, but each of the 2 years are combined together just by family. Subtles. And then their ink pads are stored right next to them with the markers. I know I have every one of them in probably 2 or 3 sets, but it's just, it's just where I'm at. So, we have this great little color, cardstock. So I grab it when I want to match it to a project, just so you know. Stampin' Up has these great little tools. I love them. And I would really love it if I put away my ink pad so this looked better. Okay, and so I store my dies, we label them, and they're usually in alphabetical order, so these first 2 don't belong, obvi, but then you can see the different, they're all in alphabetical order. We label them because I can't find a thing unless they're in ABC order. It's silly, but it's true. These are some recent classes that we're working on. And so I'm going to take you guys on a little tour, trying to go as smoothly as possible. This is my junk drawer, also known as my junk table. It is literally, as projects are being worked on, I put them here so I have space to work. These are projects that we're going through. Most of it's retiring. So we were pulling it and we were going to put it in and mark them and put them in order. This is where and how I store my stamp sets. So again, in alphabetical order, let me move my fun. It's a tape dispenser, you guys, and it's a high heel. It just has to be. So they're in alphabetical order, and I go and I put all of the main catalog stamp sets are on one shelf. Then the seasonal that come out in the mini catalogs are on a second shelf. I have baskets that help me to sort 6x6 cardstocks and embellishments. I have a system for that. You can actually see up here, there's a couple of baskets that I utilize to store the embellishments. I can't get to it super easy because there's things here. I have buckets for all of our stamping blending brushes, and I keep them by color family. These are some of the current kits on hands, and then I'm always surrounded by words and projects, you guys. So this is a really fun little teddy that somebody gave me and a little sign. And I'm a huge words of affirmation person. So for me, I always have, and you're wondering why the tape is there. It's just there. It's no actual purpose other than I love the high heel and it should be at my desk. So our ribbons are stored down here, punches, chalks, pens, re-inkers, extra markers, extra Winks of Stella's are in a cup down here that one of my besties gave me and the kids broke. So now it holds the beautiful extra pens. But I store my re-inking tools. Let me move this. I wanted to show you, I use our re-inkers in one of our wide cases that we used to sell. So it's perfect sized and I have it by color family. No, it doesn't look it here. I swear if I stopped, you guys, to clean up, nothing would have been filmed. just honestly. So each color family has all of the re-inking, re-inkers inside of it. And so I store that. I store my punches on the side. They're designed to layer and they have that circle format so that they layer over each other one by one. So there should be more attention to detail, but I'm not there yet. This is actually going to be a half bath for my customers and myself and my kids when we're up here. And that's my nook, you guys. This is my filming station. I was over here. I take a lot of photos in this section here. And I have my printing station, my workstation, and there's a beautiful window that overlooks our community. It's a small little town. I love it. There's lots of lights. We're going to talk about lights, and there's lots of, I love vintage. So you'll see like vintage desks and those kinds of things that inspire me. I keep surrounding myself with things that are important to me. So words, pictures of my family. You guys can see there. That was one of our last family photos before we left California. Lots of words, lots of inspiration. I have my picture station separate from my filming station so that it's almost always kind of clean. Lots of words, lots of images, lots of awards. I keep all my Stampin' Up! Fun giveaway bags in one general area. And again, we're still building here. Now I'm going to try to go smoothly. This is my scoring, cutting, and embossing station. And this is one of my favorite lights. I love it because I think it's really, really, really important, you guys, to have lights in the right area. So I use that and I turn it with just one little hand. So as I am die cutting or as I'm cutting and scoring, this light never has to leave. It just turns. If you guys are interested, there's a link for this light and a freestanding light. That's one of my favorites. I don't want to whip you over too quickly. This one here, I've been using it for probably 15 years and the lights have never gone bad on it. And that's like a lot of use, you guys. I'm here a lot. Just so you know, so I have them on my blog. You can see the link below. Here is a beautiful vintage couch. I actually find myself coming up here and typing to get away from my kids or my husband or the dogs. This is usually my lap desk right here, but right now it's holding like half of my projects. But it was this really cute Ray Dunn, it says create on it, lap board. And I come up here and I prop my feet up and I put my lap board on and I work, because if I'm going to treat myself well, I want to sit on something soft and velvety and pretty. That's just me. So one of the wonderful crafters on one of my previous videos did make a suggestion that when people come to an event, they want a well-padded chair. So I went through, this is just fuzz on it, you guys. I went through and found these office chairs that are extremely well padded. So you can see, if I show you here, this is my crafting studio. So I have a table. This is an organizer that we use for a lot of our different supplies. I have a wall of cards that you can see. And these are seltzer waters that I was actually just drinking this one. We had out for a recent crafting crop that we had here. And a coffee bar, because between you and I need my coffee and my tea on the regular. So I have a great little K-cup stand. I have a hot water tea kettle, and we have tons of creamers and flavors and teas because I feel like I'm worth it. So when people come to my studio, they know just to come over and make themselves a cup of coffee or tea. There's a refrigerator with snacks and drinks inside. There's a little candy bar. I've been carrying this frame for about 12 years. It doesn't hold a ton, but I love this little bird cage with the crown. This here, my friend Laura sent it to me years ago, and it has traveled and been in my crafting studio for probably 10 or 11 years. And I always tell Laura she's always with me. She's a stamper in Colorado, really good friend. I love the world that Stampin' Up! Has brought us. This is a vintage Dr. Pepper sign. This is a vintage storage that was in a 1940s hair salon. And so it has like storage underneath with a vintage hair salon brand. I want to get my logo put in there. This is from the 1800s. It was hand-tooled bookshelf that was here from the original owners. And you can see, I'm trying to see if I can show you. They're all hand notched and the shelves can move. And we decided not to even paint it. We just decided we love it in its original form. I know other people have painted it, but it makes us really happy with how long it is and how much it stores. I have this vintage, it plays records, CDs, tape deck, believe it or not, and it's Bluetooth. So we have music or audible books going in my home studio at all times. I am always going to be surrounded by words and crafting. So you guys should be able to see, and this is a window to the front side of my house, which is dark outside. You can't see that. One of my favorite quotes by Abraham Lincoln: the best way to predict the future is to create it. Some accomplishments in printing and classes. We were awarded for, our team was awarded for our work with our soldier care packages. Here's just some of my favorite ladies, some of our team, some executives with Stampin' Up in us. We have a ton of fun and inspiration that goes around. Tiffany glasses from Stampin' Up. Lots of storage. I just love that I have this. I never had this before, you guys. It's just magnificent. And these are usually a sampler from my team. So you can see there's a little sampler for my team. This is something we did at one of our creative events, our weekend crafting retreats. We have a lot in here. Vintage flowers, vintage words. There's always words, you guys. And some of them are sassy and funny. I picked up this is a card stand. Customers can come and get cards when they're at my home studio. And there's prizes if they book classes or do so much in sales. But I did need more storage, like things to put away. So we bought these inexpensive, they're vintage old, really beat up, some of them, dressers. It didn't need to be fancy. I just needed sturdy drawers. And so this is full of different boxes and things that we use in my classes, retreats, and thank yous. And if you open this one, we're still in the process of filling it. You should be able to see, like, it smells old. But you can see it's got a lot of storage that we're going to be loading up as we continue to unpack. But then I can close it all up and put it away. You will see the tin hat effect. Remember I talked about that? So you'll see that as we're going through. This is the insulation. This was not really a utilized room before, just so you know. Lots of padded, comfortable chairs for my events. So if we have bigger events, there's a lot more room in here for tables. I have tables and chairs for all of my customers at the Handy. Then we go into, it's a homeschool room, you guys. This is where a lot of our homeschool products, these are our, essentials, word guides, and we use that, and we come up and we do this is our science box. We were just doing some dissections and microscope work right there. And then I have a printing corner from the post office. And then we're back to, and actually this is a rug from one of my besties in California, my friend Sabrina. And these are the original wood floors from our home in 1800s. So I just thought, if you guys have a suggestion, we're going to be using some, and then somebody asked me about the amazing lights that I have. I have to tell you, these are the coolest thing ever. They're LED lights. They are our local Do It Center. Put it on. They recommended them, and we have four going in my studio. And they're centrally located. And I was really worried if they were going to light up enough. This lights up better than anything I've ever seen. You can see the weird hanging light bulb that we had before. My electrician's pretty horrified that our handyman did that. He wants to fix it when we're all done. So, I am a big proponent of light. Like, you guys, this is one of my favorite lights. You can take the light bulbs out. You can touch it and not burn your hand. It will not go bad. At least it hasn't for me. And I have links for these in my blog. You guys can see the link below. But these LED lights were amazing. The best investment that I have made in my studio to date. There's a lot that we've done, but that, like, insulating the walls, painting the walls with white paint and glitter, sure, that's always needed. But these LED lights are phenomenal. So we have beadboard, which is a lined white board that we're going to be putting up, and we're going to use, we have to rent a nail gun to come up and nail it into the rafters. That will actually help keep the warm and the cool balanced in here. We have air conditioner that runs in here, but in the winter, I have heaters. So we've really made a great investment in heaters. I'll probably never get rid of some of these silver covered foils, because that's the air conditioning for the house, but it's really just amazing. I mean, I'm going to give you a little turn. I'm going to see if I can get here in the corner and just kind of, here we go. So we have set up right now 4 tables. We could easily set 6 up in this side of the room. and we host a lot of events. So if you're ever interested in hosting an event with me in person, I would love to connect with you. Just let me know. But in the meantime, I would love to know what you guys would do as suggestions in here. Comment, let me know. Here's one of my favorite little heaters. This thing is like a workhorse. And I hate this foamy stuff. So we're going to try to figure out how to cover that. I don't know if you guys know anything about that, but we're planning to. And I do a lot of trash when we're cutting and die cutting. So I have a trash box here with me. And so we literally just fill it up probably at least every couple of weeks. We have 3 of these boxes, and when we do our projects, we do that. And we have learned to be comfortable. So we have heaters here. I need to bring the vacuum up and vacuum, but this rug, we sit on the floor and we assemble packages. This is our 1700s French vintage buffet, and it's numbered. It's gorgeous. I need to repaint it probably or not and make some modifications on it, but I love it so much. So that's where I'm at. I would love to know your guys' opinions, and this is the stairs that go down. I did add a handrail. Like, that's a must, you guys. Add a handrail to your projects. We're very patriotic, so we have the flag. I just love to know your opinions. Oh, this is something else I want to let you guys know. We have 2, you can see one here, seats that are high enough that if we're die cutting for a large project, we can sit and die cut. And I have that same bar stool. That's what I'm looking for, the word bar stool. Right over here, I have a bar stool from her Husky. It's really cute, right? And so it's padded. And when I'm filming or doing lives, I sit and I'm comfortable. And it's my happy little space. So I will be giving some more like niche tours. So I'm going to be giving some more niche tours, like how I use my office more efficiently. Right now, everything kind of got dumped there from the stuff that needs to be organized. There's a lot more still to do. I wish my friend Christine and Dolores were here. They would help me get organized. It is not my forte. I'm a crafter, and I'm kind of have a tendency to craft on a project and set the things aside. And those things aside pile up, you guys. It's what happens. So cheers. I am about to go downstairs. I'll load this video for you guys, but I'd love to know what you think of my studio. It's about 1,500 square foot. We have for our crafting retreats and events here, if there was a large one, I actually, in front of my couch right there, I have room to put tables in addition to other tables in the sides. And so there's really a lot of room here. It's a blessing. You know, one of the things I asked the Lord for when we moved was a crafting studio that was away from the kids. That I really wanted my own private bathroom and coffee maker. These silly things, right? These are silly, silly things that I wanted. And the Lord gave it to me. So I encourage you, maybe the moves that the Lord will do in your life will even be better if you tell God specifically what you're looking for. I gave the Lord a list. I really wanted all these dreamy things. I've got vintage cabinets that we could not have gotten in California. A vintage couch that's all my own. I don't have to share it with any of my husband or children or dogs. I actually don't let my dogs come up here. I don't let my kids come up here very often unless they're homeschooling the table. They actually like it when I come up here so that I'm not in their hair nagging them about chores or school. And I'm away from everybody. I don't have to have, one of our situations in California was my crafting studio was in the middle of our home so that people walked through. They don't do that anymore. People don't walk through my studio. It's all private. There's a door. I can close it. So I think my friend Teresa, if she were here, she would love it. She'd probably never leave up here. She'd come up here, sit down. We would have our snacks and plan our creating and have fun, but she's not. So would my friend Monique. Monique's coming for a visit. So the thing is, no matter where you move in this world, there's airplanes and trains and buses, and people can come visit you. They really can. And when God leads you somewhere, he's going to open doors for amazing new friendships. So this is coming up on the 1 year of our move here. We got here the second week of April 2021, and we've unpacked and insulated all of the walls, framed them out, put the what is the white drywall up and painted it and moved furniture up here and set up an office that we use. I use it every day between homeschooling and work. This is where you'll find me hidden. So I hope that this helps you. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and let me know. If you have any suggestions, tell me. I want to hear. And if you want to see something change and you challenge me and I take it on, I'll make sure that I show you how it goes. Hopefully before summer is in full-fledged, we should get a lot more of this up here done, like with the beadboard and stuff. But, you know, life happens. So, and I am a homeschooling mom on top of running my own business. So, until I see you guys next, have a great day. God bless. Mwah! Crafting, blessings, and hugs. Bye.